Hey and welcome, I'm Solo and this is ZN Gaming. In this video, I'll be going over how to find and set up your VTuber avatar and put it on stream. Before I waste any more time, let's jump into it. First, to get your avatar into OBS, we're gonna actually need an avatar to use if you don't already have one. We're going to also need a way to put it into OBS. But let's not jump too far ahead. Let's get an avatar or find a good model to use as an avatar. I'm going to use a website called PitCrew for this. So you can go over to Google and just Google search pitcrew.me and give it a click. This is what we're going to use for the avatar today. Once we're in here, we can just go over and click on the search button. Once it loads up, there's one thing we're going to need to click in here. We need to make sure that we are clicking commercial. If you're using for stream of any kind or any kind of YouTube content, you are commercially using it. So make sure you select commercial, as these other ones will not be for you. If you use one of these ones here for something on stream, you're actually breaking the rules, and these here people can report your content. To avoid anything like that, make sure that you're selecting commercial. Again, anything that you stream on Twitch is commercial. You can make money on Twitch. That is commercial use. Definitely keep that in mind when you're going through and selecting these. Now all we're going to need to do is select a model. Once you find one you like, there's going to be a setup process for most of these. We do want to make sure that we either have a clear background or a green background, but you're going to be able to go through the process and set up many different things. There's pretty much everything in here from color, horns, ears, but the only thing we actually really need to pay attention to is the mouth. Once you find the mouth option, the first one that you should do is the mouth close. So once you select this here, you go through, you make the character the way you want it, you make your avatar, make sure the mouth is closed and click done. This is just going to bring us to another page, and we're going to be able to click the download, and it'll start the download. Now from here, we want to go back and we want to find the smile again. Now the second time, we want to make sure that it has the mouth open. After you have that selected, we're going to leave everything else the exact same and click done again. And same process, we're just going to click the download, and that's all we need to have an avatar like this exact one where the mouth will open and the mouth will close. But we're actually going to need something to make these here two pictures go together, and something that we can add to OBS. So we're going to give this here a close. Now there's many ways to animate this, but for this here example, we're going to use VTuber. VEADO tube. Once this here loads up, we're just going to click on the very first one here that says Video Tube Mini. Once we give that a click, it's going to give us some information. We're just going to scroll all the way down to where it says download. Now it does say name your own price, but we're just going to click download now. Now this does say that it is paid for, but you can skip this here if you click on the no thanks, just take me to the download. This isn't a have to purchase, it's just a step that this here has, so we can skip it by clicking no thanks, just take us to the download. Now just download the one that's appropriate for your operating system. For us, this is going to be Windows 64-bit. The download is going to start automatically. We're just going to give this here add a close. Once it's downloaded, we're going to show in folder. Now we don't want to leave this here in the downloads folder. We're going to give this page a close. We don't want to leave this in the downloads folder. We're going to put it on our desktop or put it somewhere safe where you're not going to move it around a lot. You can double click on it and double click the Video Tube Mini. Now this is just going to ask you to extract it. We're just going to click extract all. That's why we moved it to the desktop, so it'll extract to the desktop. Click extract. This process shouldn't take very long at all. And once it's done, we'll have another folder here. Inside of it, it's going to have the same thing, the Video Tube Mini. This time when we click it, it's going to open up the program. Before we go any further, let's just jump back over here to the folder. And we're going to give this here a right click, go down to show more options. We're going to send to desktop and create a shortcut. This is just going to help us because we're going to need to launch this every single time that you launch OBS. For your avatar to show up, this is going to need to be launched. Just make sure you have a shortcut that makes it easier to find. Then we can give this a close. Make sure that you do not move that very far. If you put this here in a different folder after you're using, you may break it, so you may have to add your pictures again. So definitely keep that in mind. Put it somewhere where you're not going to move it around, and someplace where you're not going to delete it. Next, we just need to add our avatar. Over in VideoTube Mini, at first, you're not going to really see any options. You are going to have to wave your mouse over it before any of the options are going to show. To get started though, over here on the right, there's a little picture here that says state number 1. We're going to give this here a click, and this is going to show mouth closed, open mouth, closed mouth, blinking image, and open mouth, blinking image. We don't have blinking images, but this is something that you could go through in that creator and change the eyes, and you could have made one for the blinking eyes as well. For us, we want to click on the closed mouth, give it a click, and we want to replace this here image. We're just going to go to our downloads and select the one with the mouth closed. Once it's added, we should see it right away. Now we're going to go down to the mouth open, give it a click, replace the image with the one with the mouth open. There we go. Once those two are added, we're just going to remove these here remaining images. The next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to actually want to make sure that the correct microphone is selected. If you see your mouth moving, you already know this here is correct. And this is going to be where it activates and cuts off. So if you're really quiet, you may have to adjust this down a little bit or up a little bit. If you adjust it up a little bit too far, it won't pick up your voice activity, as you can see here. And as I move it down, you'll be able to see that it picks me up better and better. So if you're really quiet on the mic, you might need to adjust this here down a little bit further. But in the microphone settings, make sure that the correct microphone is selected. I definitely do not suggest using the video broadcast for this here. Using the video broadcast is fine for your stream. This here app doesn't have any audio coming from it, so just use the cleanest source, which is going to be the one that doesn't have any noise correction done to it. There is a noise reduction option here, but I suggest leaving this on none for now. There's some display settings and program settings here that you can go through and change things in to whatever you like. The only other things that we're going to want to touch here is state properties and state effects. So in the state effects, we can go to the shake, and this is going to be the only thing that we want to change. So for us, we want to change the shake down just a little bit because we don't really want it to shake very much. So a 3% is good for us, as you can see down here in the corner. That's all I have it moving, is just a 3%. I find that's perfectly good, and that's it for us. That's all we're going to add here. Now the last thing that we're going to need to do is just add it to OBS. So just give your OBS a launch. To add it in OBS is going to be very easy. All we need to do is go down here and add a window capture. We can just name this here anything. We're going to name it Avatar and click OK. Now it should select it. If not, you can pick it through the drop down menu and find the VTuber Mini EXE, give it a click. Everything else should be fine as it is. If you do have any problems, definitely try changing the capture method to Windows 10 1903. This is usually, if I have any problems, that's the one I select. I'm going to leave it on automatic because it seemed to pick it up correctly the first try. Once we click OK, we're going to see that we have this here ugly green square. Now there's an easy way to fix this. We're just going to click on the avatar window capture and go down here to filters. Now in the filter effects, we're going to click the plus, and we want to add the one called chroma key. This is going to remove any of your green backgrounds. So if you didn't get an image with a clear or transparent background, chroma key will remove all of the background for you, and there you go. Then we can just close this. And you see that my avatar will be right here. 1 second, we'll make this bigger. And there you go. Now I definitely suggest green, white, black, or transparent backgrounds because it's the easiest to remove. But if you have a complex background, you may end up removing some of the colors from your avatar or model. So that's definitely something to be aware of. Definitely try to go for a green or white background, a green or transparent background. Those will give you the best results. But once you have everything set up and you have the results that you're looking for from the VTuber Mini player, you'll just have to remember to open it every single time. Another thing to remember is to go down here to the avatar settings, and we want to maybe save our avatar. If anything happens, then we'll be able to go to this here file and get it later on. So if we happen to close it or get an update for the program and your avatar is not there, you'll be able to reload that settings file. But that's really it for this one here. Just make sure that you don't minimize the window. If you minimize the window, it's going to disappear. You have to leave it up. You can put it on a different window. You can drag it anywhere. So you can leave it on in the background. But if you minimize it, it's going to minimize inside the stream. So definitely keep that in mind as well. You will have to keep this here open like this. The mic might take you a little bit to set up because each one is different, but just play around with the settings until you get what you're looking for. But that's really it for this one here. I just wanted to keep it simple. If you think I forgot or left something out, definitely leave it in the comments below. And if you like or found the video helpful, hit the thumbs up and get subscribed for more content. Thanks for watching. Bye.